So right here we have the two members of the executive of GBHS Fontem Student Association, Dr. Fulafak Emon and his colleague. I would like you to introduce yourself, please.
My name is Dr. Feo Atabang. Here is the president of GBHS Fontem.
Yes,
Dr. Edmond Fulafak.
Okay, thank you for that introduction. Raise suggestion that the student association, the overall is not functioning properly the way they think it should be, that they see more of the batch by batch or different batches carrying on activity. So I just wanted to find out from you, what are you planning or what are you thinking when it comes to the overall student alumni? I'll start with you.
Well, yeah, so that's why we're here today, right? I mean, as you know, there have been a lot of reasons why we've not been able to function as well as we ought to be, starting with the war, then COVID, and a lot of other things that has actually put us in this hiatus. But at this point, we really want to relaunch the activities of the association, and beginning with the hosting of the convention, which we've been very privileged to have the Ohio branch accept to host the national convention this year. I think the PRO would actually go more into details to tell you the date of that convention hosting, and then we can then start talking about what to do in order to be able to build on the existing class or batch by batch, as you put it, to be able to make the association a much functional and group and to live up to its really true expectations.
Yes, so you say the convention will be coming on. So are you by now announcing that we are going to have a convention? If I want to go further to ask you, what will really be the theme, or what do you anticipate to be, maybe, even though you are saying it's save the date, what should people be expecting?
I think the first thing is to say, to provide the date, right? Let them give you the date first. Flaubert, I would let the PRO to talk about the dates first, and then we can start talking about what we hope to, how we hope that the convention, what we hope the convention would actually bring into the functioning of the organization at this point.
Okay, yeah, let me pass over the microphone to you. Yeah, because sometimes organizing an event like this, it takes time. It needs to send out information way ahead of time for people to prepare, take off work, take off family time. When do you anticipate this?
Thank you so much. We are looking at October the 21st to the 22nd to hold a convention here in Columbus, Ohio. We have been galvanizing momentum in the background. We've been having a series of talks with our folks out here in Columbus, and we are all ready to host the convention come October 22nd, 21st and 22nd, 2022. Right?
Yeah, yes, yeah. Now coming back to the question that I asked previously, coming now together.
If I may, just about that date first.
Yes.
Traditionally we know before we got into this hiatus, the date designated for national convention is traditionally the Labor Day weekend, which is actually supposed to be the first weekend in September. Really, the reason why we couldn't host the convention here in Ohio during that period is because the young folks, especially who are really many of them out here in the Midwest, who really would form the backbone and then the future of the organization. These people accepted to host this convention on one condition, and the only condition that they exacted from us was that we actually not do it on that Labor Day, since they already had some prior engagement that would take them out of town. And I think as an executive, we went back and looked at this and said, wow, if this is the only thing they can ask, and given how challenging it's been to host convention, we had to give them that, accord them that request. And so when we look back from around that level right into October 1st, we are looking to see the only date that really maybe is a date that is very feasible is the 21st of October, because most other weekends have already been booked, principally by a lot of GBHS Fontem activity, students, alumni activity. So you cannot really like insert the activity of the organization, amidst their activities.
Yes, yeah, and I know prior to the COVID-19 that you were explaining that they used to be a functional executive, but now it seems like many people, like in my batch or in some other batches, people are not very familiar. Are you planning to see a structural change in terms of leadership, or is there any, or do you have that in mind?
Yeah, if I could answer to that, actually we know the term of office that we were normally supposed to rule have passed, because we've not been having conventions. Before, we used to have very effective conventions like in 2015, 2016 and 2017. Before the breakout of the pandemic, we used to have those conventions where we could do re-elections and stuff like that. But we've not had no election now no convention now for the past 2.5 years to 3 years now. So this time around, we are hoping that we could actually bring a new body, a new executive into place. And one of our highest goals that we have really been praying was that when the various batches do form, there should be some kind of representatives from all those badges in the national GBHS Fontem ex-students association in the USA, because we are like the national, but we want people to leave from the various badges and come in as delegates.
Yes, if my mind means that if you have like 20 batches, 20 functional batches, and each member from that have to be within the executive, you have a very big executive of 20.
So no, this is easy, and there are two models here. Okay. Model one, you have kind of a council, where the different badges elect somebody from their class, from their badge, to serve in the council. That's model one. That council may then decide, and elect an executive. Because you cannot ask for an executive of 20 or 30 or 40 badges. That's really, it becomes too much. The second model would be still get this council representative. This is kind of leadership council, but then elect the national body from the floor, from the General Assembly. Let the General Assembly elect the executive, but then you still have that executive actually, is the executive. But then the different council, the different classes or different batches, their representative form some kind of a council or like an assembly or something like that. Okay,
so if I just want to interrupt you a little bit, when you're talking of the national body, are you referring also including people who live abroad, like say in Europe, in Africa, or are you talking in terms of Northern America?
And that's where I was going to head to. So again, it's a conversation many of us have had in the past, and we really these are just ideas that we're putting out there. I know United States, for instance, would like to have a United States or North America branch separate from a national branch, but that United States branch is subordinate to the national branch. And so you can find two models, and that same model where that the different classes, when they form the council, they can then pick, these councils can actually from there elect a national body that can be a national and international body, if you so to speak, right? International in the sense that if you're looking at United States as a nation and looking at the United States branch as a national branch, for instance, here we have a Midwest chapter, we have a Boston chapter, we have a New England chapter, we have a DC chapter, and as many people come, you may have a Boston, an Atlanta chapter, a Texas chapter. These chapters would want to form a GBHS America chapter, but then a GBHS America chapter would be part of a GBHS International, and that international is a body where I foresee that the class by class batch, the leadership of that international chapter should, in my view, come from that, come from that council, from that class council.
Okay, yes, let's leave it there. Let's move on. Sorry for taking a little bit longer time. Let me ask another question. Gaza Media did a recent documentation showing the deteriorated structures that were covered with bushes and this talk outside that they should preserve the structures. In your opinion, as the leaders of this organization, of this overall organization, what are your thoughts?
I think people can, I'm very prone to going to social media and pointing things that they have absolutely zero clue about what is happening. They don't ask for the details. I'm not giving to that. That school, we have been maintaining that school. We've been paying money for people to go to that. The reason why you could even see whoever might have gone there and snapped those videos is because we've been putting money actually through the principal and through the discipline master, Mr. Timmy Ignatius, who happens to be one of the ex-students. He's been responsible for going down and spraying that school, you know.
Yes, because we also got information that
so
somebody clear it. I got that detail that somebody clear it prior to Gaza Media having those images.
Right.
So I'm aware of that.
We've been trying to do the best that you can do to maintain the school, but you, given the
we're looking at the current state
war,
from the pictures what we had.
What I'm saying is it what we would meet there is what we'll fix. You cannot actually. There is a difference between wishes and reality. If we get there, when we get there, and we don't know whether this school is going to be open in 10 years, we don't know whether it's going to be open next year. And if we get there, the structures that are unsafe, I think it would probably be better to pull down those structures and build new ones. The structures that we can maintain, we maintain. If you remember, long before even Gaza Media came, we had put in money to refurbish the library. And we were actually, this 2021 that just passed, there was supposed to be the 40th anniversary of the school. Plans were already underway that we had already planned to build a lab, to build a multi-purpose technology center, and then along with all the other things that we were doing. But you just cannot. There comes a time where the reality on the ground doesn't allow you to carry on all this projects. And the reason I make mention of this is that at this point in time, many of us, including you and me, each one of us can build a classroom, right? I mean, like, just take money. I can donate 2 classrooms. I can donate 3 classrooms. But I need to see, and there are many GBHS Fontem currently who can donate classrooms. So the reason I'm saying that is that every one of us should really be ready and realize that whenever this war ends, we're not going to go back to the old same structures that existed there before. We're going to put down that build a school that is befitting of the kind of reward that we have.
And thank you. And I think one of the ways, as we have reported so many times, is to maybe set up institution, a structure. Maybe if they're not raising money now, but if you set up a good system where fund can easily come in when the time comes, I think it will be wonderful. I thank you guys both for taking the time to speak to Gaza Media. I will let you go with your busy schedule. Once more, any last word before I leave you? 30 seconds.
Yeah, thank you so much, and thank you for giving us the opportunity. I just want to say, come October 21st and 22nd, we are expecting all the GBHS Fontem ex-students all over the US here in Ohio, the aviation state. Thank you.
And Dr. Emma?
Yeah, for me, my last word is that school has made us who we are. And for me, I want to see that school at the perch of all the schools in Amazonia, in the Cameroons, and in Africa in general. And we are willing and we will do it. And people like me will lead the way. We've had so much from that school, and we need to give back. And so as people plan coming back, coming for the convention, as Philbert just mentioned, we should really be prepared that once this war is ended, we'll go back and rebuild that school. One last thing I should just say, the secretary, Dr. Aroko Edwin, was supposed to be here, for, and I hope you was also still interview him, and get his own views too about this convention. And we'll see you back in Columbus here on October 21st.
Okay, thank you, and you have a good day.
Thank you.